All right, what's up, guys? Today we have a rapper slash producer and an engineer, Evil Genius. First off, we're just gonna get straight into it. Where are you from, and how did you get so in tune with music?
Uh, First born and raised out of Dallas, Texas. Music, I've been in tune with music since I was 2, 3, 4 years old, since I was a baby.
Did you start off rapping, engineering, or what did you start off with first?
I started off as a songwriter, like going over rapping my songs. Then got to engineer out of high school, ordered my equipment, started building a studio in my house, and got to recording from there.
Okay, could you see yourself branching outside of music?
Yes, into many different areas, artist development, outside of music itself, into the real estate world, and food.
Of course. And then, what's your current opinion of the current climate of music? Me personally, I think there's a lot of opportunity, but what's your take on it? Is it boring? Is it exciting?
It is exciting, thriving, and about to pop.
Okay, talk about being from the Dallas area. There's a little movement called New Dallas coming on. Um, could you talk about some of the areas outside of Dallas that are coming up?
Oh, we got a lot. We got everywhere around Dallas. We got from North Dallas, South Dallas, Oak Cliff, East Dallas. The New Dallas movement is amazing. There's a lot of growth to the city, a lot of positive movement coming to the city. And like I said, it's gonna be a bubble that's gonna pop.
Okay, talk about early days in engineering. Like, what are your red flags with artists? And like, when did you first start engineering for other artists?
Well, I've been engineering for other artists from day one. Red flags in artists can be work ethic is number one. Uh, yeah, work ethic immediately. If they're only wanting to work on music in the studio, or there could be a lot of different things, but the work ethic is number one.
Okay, what age were you when you first started making music?
Mm, 11,
Said 11 years old. Was there somebody that put you on the music, or
me, myself, and I.
okay? What kind of DAWs do you use? Did you start off with GarageBand, FL Studio, or
Started in Ableton Intro, and I bought FL Studio. Was on FL Studio for 2 years, then transferred to Pro Tools. I've been on Pro Tools ever since.
okay? So you said you started off with Ableton. Very different. Have you ever tried FL Studio or
So when I bought Ableton, I bought the very limited version of Ableton, so I had 16 tracks, and right away, I was annoyed. So then I found FL Studio, fell in love with FL Studio. But then when I interned at a studio, or at a recording studio, they had Pro Tools. It was all Pro Tools setup, so I was kind of forced to be a Pro Tools baby.
okay? So you said you started off engineering since the beginning of your music. Talk about actually having a career in engineering, because from outside looking in, that's all we are is outsiders. We don't do this on a daily basis.
It's amazing. The engineering side is very tedious. It's a lot of time consuming, but at the same time, it's very fun if you enjoy the music. You're very passionate about it. The work side is cake.
Okay, you released a lot of music in 2025. Talk about your favorite releases, and then who inspired your project or who inspires you.
Uh, All Things Evil Volume 1 and Volume 1.5 are my favorite projects. The inspiration is every artist on the body of work. Literally every session I have, there's energy that's gained from it and inspiration from it.
Talk about collaborating with other artists. Who are some of your favorite artists that you work with?
The list is too long to go on, but there's a lot. The collaboration process is amazing. Uh, let's see. Ashante, Zach Savage, Rella, aka Cinderella Dallas. Let's go. Genesis, Young Vert. Yeah, the list can go on.
Real quick, if somebody wanted to get into engineering, what's the process like? Is it really just skill, or is it a a lot of practice?
Hard work, dedication, and skill. Words of Mac and perseverance.
Um, where do you see yourself in the industry? Just literally, you got a different kind of path. You're not just strictly a rapper. Is it primarily rapping, or is it branching off into other things?
It will be everything creatively: video directing, rapping, songwriting, producing, everything, all fields.
I'm gonna ask about your lyrics in a second, but let's talk about the name Evil Genius. Where did you come up with that name?
Uh, so I'm a living genius. I feel like I'm a living genius. My name is Ethan, so I live to evil. The initials, but I'm also a comic nerd. So every time I'm in the studio, I'm full on evil genius. Ethan is no longer in the room. It's my alter ego.
Okay, cool. Um, what is something that you think like specifically highlights your genius?
Uh, Damn, what highlights my genius? My ears.
Mm, who's a dream collab, dead or alive?
Future.
Future. Okay. Growing up, what was the music that you were listening to?
Let's start from when I was like around 3 or 4 years old. I heard DMX from Dark and Hell is Hot. Then to any AC/DC that my dad was listening to Bon Jovi that my mom was listening to Zero that my brother was listening to. A lot of Texas music, a lot of range.
Are you able to branch off into other genres?
Yeah, I'm currently doing so. I work in R&B, work in country, reggaeton, everything.
Okay, very good. How long did it take you to drop the project?
From when I first started it, about 6 months.
6 months. Okay. And when I met you, you talked about producing. So you do produce or
I
create
collaborate
work?
with a lot of producers. I'm a engineer myself, but I do collaborate with a lot of producers, and I'm very hands on with a lot of the work. So any of the beats that you hear on any of my work, I'm hands on with them. Yeah, collaborate with a lot of producers.
They talk about the importance of progression in music.
Oh man, importance of progression is very big if you want to get far into the industry. But as a person, growth, your progression is going to be what takes you long term. If you're not looking to progress, you're only going to stand still, be stagnant. You're not going to progress. That emotion is better than no motion.
Real quick, if your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Evil world we live in.
Okay. Um, you talked about your projects. There's a volume 1 and there's a volume 2, correct?
Yeah. So there's All Things Evil Volume 1, All Things Evil Volume 1.5, kind of like a deluxe to Volume 1.
Okay.
We got Volume 2 in the works right now. And Evil is activated, the album. That'll be around the summertime. A lot of projects coming soon.
Um, well, you said a lot of projects coming soon. I was gonna say talk about some projects that you have coming out. Is there anything that you could say on them? Is there a different vibe, a different tone?
Yeah, All Things Evil Volume 2 is gonna be a continuing of All Things Evil, which is a playlist of all people I work with. Evil is Activated is my personal album that's gonna be dropping soon. Currently working on it. Can't give too much details on it.
Hey, real quick, talk about the importance of lyricism in your music. I was very surprised to see how serious you do take lyrics. Um, let's talk about the importance of them.
I mean, the lyrics is painting the picture. If you don't have the lyrics, then you really don't have the picture to the painting.
Okay, where do you draw inspiration for your lyrics? Is it in your daily life? Is it other artists? And what would it be?
It would be the inspirations from myself, but from a lot of past experiences in life. Excuse me, a lot of past experiences in life, but also everyone around me. I'm big on energy. I pick up on energy and everything.
Have you ever faced any controversy in your career?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, that's a smart answer.
It's inevitable.
Could you see yourself managing other artists or helping other artists in their career?
Yeah, most definitely. I do it already, and it's kind of sometimes been I've already picked up over the past couple years as an engineer because I'm not the engineer is just a title, but I'm very in detail with every artist I work with and every step of the career. I see it long term.
Talk about the Dallas influence and how Dallas shaped the sound of your music.
If I wasn't in Dallas, the music wouldn't be what it is. Dallas is everything to me.
Um, do you consider yourself New Dallas, or do you agree with the movement that's coming out?
I agree with it. Yes. Am I New Dallas? Yes, but I, yes, overall, yes.
Do you see yourself branching outside of Texas, just in general? Like,
New York is the first market I do want to go to. Overall, going to LA and Miami.
okay, very cool. Have you ever performed before?
I have not.
Okay, what are some things that you're looking forward to in your music career?
Performing, touring, uh, my dream collaborations, and just dropping a catalog of work.
Okay, I don't get to ask a lot of rappers this, but talk about making money in the industry, and then talk about long nights actually engineering in the studio.
Okay, we'll go to the long nights because that is a motto of mine. Everyone that knows me, I'm in the studio 24 hours of the day. If I'm not in the studio, I'm in my bed. I'm not in my bed. I'm in the studio. Uh, and money from the industry is very. You gotta stay dedicated to it and passionate. You can't be focused on the money. It's more so something that will gravitate to you. Can't chase it.
Okay, so for you, actually becoming more of a professional engineer, were you just mainly focused on your passion,
That's all I'm focused on.
or was it a path that you set out for? Like you knew exactly this was where you were gonna be.
Uh, so like my path was already aligned for me. Engineering was the key to open the door to allow other avenues to start.
Could you see yourself becoming a full blown content creator, like TikToks and things of that nature, or you just made the music?
Yeah, because I feel like it's part of the process. You have to create content. 'Cause what are music videos? It's all part of the process.
Okay, cool. So you said you put out 2 projects. Um, is that the only 2 projects that you put out, or have you put out way more music in the past and just deleted it? Or
So I mean, there's other music out there that I'm collabed on, but my anything under Evil Genius, those the first two projects. But everything else has been collaboration work,
and Evil Genius was the first rap name that you ever.
first and only.
Okay, cool. You said you started at 11, right? When did things start picking up for you?
When I was 25.
You said 25. Okay, that's very important. Talk about staying consistent in the industry and the importance of it.
Man, I feel like if you're not consistent, what are you doing it for? Because if you're just gonna be halfway in, then you're gonna quit at any point. You're not gonna receive anything in it. If I was to stop right now, I've wasted 16 years of my life, 17 years of my life. So it's like that's a waste of time, a waste of energy. And I would not want to live with that regret at all.
Okay, cool. Any message to any upcoming rappers?
Get in the studio.
Get in the
Work.
studio. Yeah, I saw you
Work.
giving advice to. I saw you giving advice to an artist that just left here. Talk about the importance of mixing and mastering.
Yeah, so mixing and mastering is taking the music to the next quality level. If you're just getting your music recorded, you're getting the rough mix to it, it's okay, sounds good. But when you want that mix and mastering, you're wanting industry level, industry quality of sound.
Did it take a long time for you to master getting somebody's sound to industry standards?
Take a long time, no, but it is still processing. It's still happening. I once I just got it down 1000%, but it's there.
Real quick, what time are you leaving the studio tonight?
Uh, it's 10:15. I'll be out of here at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
It's 10:15 p.m.
Okay. Talk about working the graveyard shifts, the 3 a.m.s, the 4 a.m.s, the 5 a.m.s,
The
where everybody's normally sleep. Do you struggle with it? You got anything to help keep you up?
life. Nah, I love it. I've been staying up since I was a kid playing video games, so the graveyard shift and just being up is nothing to me. And then you got a live energy source with music being created to keep you awake. So if you are sleepy in the studio, you need to reconfigure your brain.
Talk about some things that went wrong as far as engineering for artists.
uh, Auto tune not being, no pun intended, not being tuned in. Because if you don't have the attention to the artist, if you're just on your phone the whole time, or not really giving true feedback to the artist, being a yes man to the artist, 'cause it could go wrong so many ways.
Talk about being a yes man. Do you see other engineers
All the
often yes men to the artist?
Yeah, it's a bad thing personally. Like, you're not helping the artist grow at all. If you're telling the artist yes to everything or telling them everything sounds good or this is the way, you're not allowing the artist to grow or develop at all. So they don't know if it's bad or good. Then they're gonna go on with other people. It's not a good thing.
Hey, real quick, do you write in your process of recordings? Do you freestyle, punch in?
It's a mix of both. I write and I punch in.
Okay, cool. Any links you want to shout out or any Instagram?
Yeah, everyone can follow me on Instagram, Evil Genius 214. That'll be it for all platforms.